fighting it. Hi, I'm Mike Lynch from Huntley, and we run a trout contest every year in October. It's coming up again this year soon. It's all on the Waikato River from Karapiro, the base of Karapiro, to the Waikato Heads. And the trout that you've just seen us catch, we're going to show you a vague idea of how you can go about catching them. When you're fishing the Waikato River, you just want to fish the edges. That's where the trout are hiding and where they're going to intercept the bait fish. So you find a nice little spot like under this tree where the current's coming in. Make a few casts out into the current, let it come around in close to shore. So it's just going to tuck in behind this tree where we hope the trout are sitting. Let's see what happens. We've got to get around that bloody corner, it's just not doing it. This is the better cast. Let's see what happens. Swing it around underneath this stuff. Oh! Oh! Oh, yep. Yep. It's on. He's coming up. He's down here, Andrew. He's coming down here somewhere. You're going to see him. There he is. Yep.
You want the net, Michael?
Not quite yet, no.
Not yet.
Got a bit of play in it. Nice little fish. Got a bit of fight in it. Yep. Yep. I think that's about done now. Tough, oh, it's deeply hooked. Yeah, gotta get an out on. Yep. This is a nice conditioned trout, but we're letting it go back. Here's another shot of that same spot from a different angle, and you can see what a great piece of water that is. This is the a very cheap $50 setup rod and reel. It's the Spectrum Shimano coupled with a rear drag reel. It's very easy for kids to use. It's as cheap as chips in the shops. And it's just so versatile on the river here that I've got about 5 or 6 of these, and they're just virtually unbreakable. So this is a cheap way to get into sport, and this is probably the fish that I just caught before was on this lure, which is a storm soft bait, which I'll tell you a bit more about later on. We have a selection of spinners, flies and soft baits. Years ago when everyone was fishing the river, the main tackle was spinners. So the Toby type thing in the copper and the black, and also these Z spinners, they were the most popular lures. The insect spinner type with the flashing blade, that was a very popular one too. But now we've progressed a little bit more from that. If you want a little bit of finesse in your trout fishing, try a fly on the end of the spinning rod. And so this is a good one, the woolly bugger in black. Black works good on the river. So does the olive green. Even a bigger one than this would be good. You can try large smelt imitations or inanga imitations, and then also a black rabbit or even a green rabbit. The olive green rabbit is very popular, even bigger than that. These are big fish, so they're going for big baits. Okay, above your flies, put some split shot. You probably only need one big solid piece of split shot like that. Now, what's taken over in the last few years, a bit of a revolution on the river, and it's soft baits. storm range especially we found to be just dynamite on the fish around here. That's quite a large one of it there. This is probably one of my favourite ones of the storm range. That's a brown trout. It's got a treble hook on the bottom which you can take off and turn to a single hook, so you can use it in taupo rotorua. It's got the hook up on the top as well. The next, that comes in the rainbow version as well, in 2 sizes. So the smaller one you'd use in the sort of quieter sort of parts of the river as well, just makes less splash on the water. This fella here, the muddler minnow, that is a brilliant one, and that comes in a couple of sizes as well, and that looks just like a really good bait fish on the Waikato River. This one with the flash of red on it is another dynamite little fella. They love that bit of red on there, and even you can use a perch imitation and the trout will take that as well. Now the beauty of these soft baits, the paddle tail working like that in the water is just a great action. Also, if the fish grabs that tail, it doesn't realise that it's grabbed a bait, whereas if it grabs the hook on your lure, it knows that's not a fish and it will never take another swipe at that one again. But with this, you might have 3 or 4 attempts at the thing before the trout actually takes it. But and the chance of it getting off on these things is pretty remote. You'll need a landing net because that'll make catching them at the slippery bank edge a lot easier. You've got to watch the mud on the Waikato River when it starts dropping down. You've got to be very careful. Gumboots are the order of the day. Just average clothes. You don't need anything fantastic. The fish aren't going to see you. You can get right up close to them. So that's about all you need to have. Okay, we've gone to another spot on the river now, and a couple of casts before we've just had a follow-up from a fish, so we know where that fish is. We're going to target it. It's in this water here somewhere. So it's the old story, fish at your feet. So these fish are right in close to the bank in a lot of cases. Scrappy one. It's a little one of these scrappy. And this is the 3rd fish of the morning. We didn't get it on film, the capture of this one, but it's an example of a nice big fish that we have in the Waikato River. Here's our poster for the competition.